Welcome back to the Four Pros podcast. This is your host, Thomas Gibson, and man, it feels good to be back. Right now, I'm dropping another episode. It's about my guy, Mike Henry. Me and Mike, we met in Mexico, I think about a couple years ago, and we've been in contact ever since. He's a great, great guy. He has a wonderful, wonderful story. This testimony I got from this is just a character of perseverance, um, understanding the trials and tribulations as a man, and really just understanding what you want and just going for it. Not taking no for an answer, um, and just chopping wood, carrying water. And that's what he's doing. And so this episode is very, very special. Unfortunately, I had to sit on this episode for a while just because I had downloaded the new software for the podcast, and as me and Mike were talking, some things messed up on my end. It wasn't Mike's fault; it was my fault, just because it's a new software, and unfortunately, we're not able to have the high quality video. Um, but we do have the low quality. We were able to salvage the low quality, and hopefully, you understand that this is, my first time having to do all these things. So I hope that you bear with me and, have a little bit of patience with me when it comes to these things. I'm figuring it out. Me and my wife are figuring it out, but nonetheless, we still got this story out. We're still getting this story to you. Like I said, it's a great story, and we hope that you pick some great, great nuggets off of this man's story, because it is wonderful. So, without further ado, let's tap in. What's up? Here we are with my next guest, Michael Henry. How you doing, Mike? It's good to have you here.
Going on, TG, man. I appreciate you having me, man. Been waiting. I know we've been trying to match schedules for a little bit now, but we're both dads and stuff, so
Yes, sir.
not
Yes,
easy
sir.
yet to look.
We both trying to raise our families and do anything, kicking off this new year the right way. Like I said, it's an honor to have you on here on this show, man. And so, let's just go ahead and get down to it. Where in this world has basketball taken you, man? I want to hear your story.
So basketball, let's go back real quick. Well, it's taken me. So I've been to 4 countries so far: Chile, Argentina, Ecuador, and then this past season in Mexico, where I met you. And it's been a pretty crazy ride. A lot of ups and downs, but I would say a lot more downs than ups. And we'll touch on that in a little bit, though.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, go ahead and kick off wherever you wanted to start, wherever, as far as, the origins of your basketball, how you got into it, early high school career, leading up until college.
So I started really getting into basketball. I was kind of like a late bloomer. I didn't start playing basketball seriously until I was I would say under the whistle. I didn't start actually playing basketball until I was 10 years old, for real, for real. I was always, out in the front yard, shooting stuff like that. But I never really cared about it. I was a football player. Started, my life all playing football. But and I had such a love for basketball quick. So, I did, the modified, middle school stuff like that. And I got to high school and was super excited. This is when I just started really getting into basketball, really liking it. So I got to high school and I picked one sport. And I was like, you know what? I just want to play basketball because it's more fast paced. It's just more, it was more for me because I was the move, and, I was pretty versatile in any sport I played. So I just wanted to, bring that to basketball. So I chose when I got to high school just to stick to basketball and just see that through. But my first year in high school, my freshman year, it didn't really work out for me. It's funny. My modified coach was the freshman team coach as well. So I was playing modified, but then I got to freshman year and I got cut. That was the first time I got cut. So it was as a freshman year, what's that, 15 years old? You're not really, you haven't really gone through certain things like that, like getting cut from teams, because everything, AAU, all that kind of stuff. You're always just, you're on the team, you're playing, you get playing time, da da da. So
Participate.
Exactly. Participating. They
Mm-hmm.
always say like, oh, fun first, all that stuff. So it was really confusing to me. So I got a cut for my freshman year basketball team. And that kind of gave me the push to want to get better. And I don't think I ever got cut because I wasn't good. That wasn't the situation. I don't know. Still to this day, I don't know what it was. And I don't care what it was because it worked out for
Mm-hmm.
me. So, worked through the summer, got better, got in better shape, understood basketball a little more. And then, next year tried out for JV, made JV, as a 10th grader. And then after that, did the varsity 2 years. But I was never one of those like top 100 players. I was pretty average high school basketball player. It was nothing, I feel like I had a good high school. I feel like I had a good high school career, as you would say.
Yeah.
I was never like best in the town, all those names that they put on these kids nowadays. I wasn't
Where
any of
you,
that.
if you don't mind me asking, where are you from?
So I'm from
What high school
Syracuse.
did you go to?
I'm from Syracuse, New York. I went to West Genesee High School,
Okay.
and what are they? Class A, Section 3, class something like that. I totally, don't even remember it. But
Yeah.
higher level school, definitely one of the highest level schools. I think like right now they're the best team in the section, and they've always
Okay.
had a pretty good, basketball. They're like the best in lacrosse and really good at soccer. They're really good sports wise. Really good sports school for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I got my shot to play. JV did okay in JV. Got to varsity, did okay in varsity. But like I said, I was never like scoring 35 points a game. It was nothing like that. I think maybe I averaged like 14, 15 points a game in high school. But at that
Yeah.
time, that was back in. So I'm 28 years old. I graduated in 2013 from high school. So that was 2000, let's say like 11,
Mm-hmm.
2011, 2013. That's when I played, varsity. And, back then guys weren't really scoring like they are now. Now it's like you got these kids scoring 50, 60 points a game, 80s and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like,
They're going crazy in high school now.
crazy in high school now.
Crazy.
But it's a couple, man. Shout out to Syracuse, man. There's a couple guys I see on, whenever I'm scrolling on Facebook. Couple of the young boys, man. They're doing their thing. I don't know all the names, but I see putting up numbers. A couple guys in Syracuse putting up numbers. So shout out to them. They know who they are, and shout out to the coaches here, showing them kind of the way. But yeah, I mean, definitely different basketball. I know it's got to be different for you. You're older than me, so seeing that, it's got to be a lot different for you.
Yeah, man. Texas basketball right now, them kids are jumping through the roof. I just seen somebody with a putback dunk over at South Oak Cliff High School, and it was nuts, man. There's definitely something else brewing in the water, bro. There's definitely something else, man. But yeah, man. So keep going. Go ahead. Keep sharing what you had, because you said you had a nice little victory story that you wanted to share with me.
Yeah, so after high school was finished, I wanted to shoot to play college. I was like, yeah, I definitely want to play college basketball. And during that time, I had a couple interests. I didn't have any like solid D1 offers. I had a couple D2s, but I was like one of those kids like, oh, I want to play D1 ball. I think I can do it. Having that mindset of like, not necessarily overachieving, but shooting higher. And
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes guys just got to be realistic. So like, when you're younger, your realistic mindset doesn't kick in. So, I was like, yeah, I want to go play D1. I'm a D1 player. I can do this. So, my coach, he had 2 or 3 D1s. I remember I had interest from Fordham University, Northern Illinois, and then I actually had an Ivy League interest, Brown University. So they came to one of our practices and were interested. And, I was one of those guys that just didn't have the best grades, didn't have the best SAT, didn't have the best, that kind of. I was in that situation, which was my fault. You can't blame that on anybody else but yourself, You got to be a student athlete. Student comes first. So that was that. They came to check me out, and then they saw my scores and all that stuff, and were just like, we'll go a different way. So I was shooting high, but that's the game of life. You got to shoot high, and you don't want to settle.
So do you feel like I don't mean to cut you off, but do you feel like you would have had a chance at Division I at those top league schools if it just wasn't for your scores?
I think so.
Yeah.
Definitely Division II. for sure. But I think I
Yeah.
definitely could play at a low major D1, mid major
Yeah.
D1 for sure. Definitely not like a high major, no Kentucky, none of that stuff. Like, let's be real.
Yeah.
Like, I was real at that point, and I didn't even want to like. I wasn't shooting to go to like any of those schools. I was just like, hey, I want to go hoop. I want to go to a college that I play, because that was the biggest thing about like me. Was like, I don't want to go places just to say I went there. I'm a basketball player. I'm not a basketball watcher. So the way
Absolutely.
kind of my career panned out, I was always playing. I never sat on a bench and watched basketball. And I think that's kind of what separated me from a lot of other basketball players, because I feel like, especially nowadays, no hate on anybody who goes D1, D2, all that stuff, D3. I'm a D3 basketball player, so I went D3, but I do see a lot of guys that go D1 and they don't play much until maybe their junior year,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
sad because they got so much talent and potential, but I feel like a lot of these young guys kind of chase the I'm a D1 player, or kind of maybe doing it for their friends, or I don't know. But
Yeah.
that just wasn't my interest. I was like, no, if I go somewhere, I want to play basketball. I don't want to play 10 minutes a game, and no, I want to play. So yeah, got to college, and I had nowhere to go because I just was so set on D1 and just was ignoring those D2, D3 offers.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up going to community college, Onondaga Community College, over here in Syracuse, New York. And the coach there was like recruiting me. He started talking to me my junior year in varsity, and he, me as a young-minded kid, because I was young, I was like, I'm not going to community college. Like, I'm better than that. You know what I'm saying? And it takes
Mm-hmm.
a lot of it. That's very prideful for anybody to say that. College is college. You get your education. If you ever play, you should be grateful for that, no matter what college it is, because
Yeah.
basketball can get taken from you at any point, man. Any point that
Absolutely.
can just end. And I've seen guys, it can just be over. I see some
Yeah.
guys home right now in Syracuse who just, I used to be like, dang, man, I really thought he was about to go D1 back in the day. There's a couple guys here, and that's a known thing in Syracuse. Like, a lot of guys who just didn't, kind of just gave it up, which I wish they
Mm-hmm.
didn't. Syracuse got a lot of hoopers, man. It's got it used to have a lot of, tough guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So after high school, I didn't have anywhere to go, So ended up just being like, you know what? Let me go play at OCC Community College for maybe a year or two, and then maybe I can slide into a D2 or low major D1. So I was pushing this coach off, for probably my whole varsity season. Like, he's recruiting me to come up there, and I was just like, I don't really want to stay home and hoop, and just being picky with nothing. I was being picky I didn't have any options. So who am I to be picky,
Yeah.
So kind of blew him off. And then, ended up enrolling in community college, went up there and thinking he was just going to, still had to try out and all that, thinking just because he was recruiting me, I was going to have the easy into the team and play good and get my grades up and then being able to transfer. But that didn't happen either. So, yeah. And till this day, like I said again, I never. It was like a big thing in Syracuse, me going there, and I got cut when I got
You
to
got cut to
community
community
college.
college.
I got cut from community college, OCC, that was 2000. That was the year 2013-14.
And you said they hosted tryouts?
Tryouts, but like this whole time I'm texting the coach like, hey, I'm gonna come play for you, always appreciate your interest, stuff like that, because I'm trying to get on now, So, like I said, I have no idea what he had in the back of his mind, but he kind of gave me the runaround. I was like, all right, yeah, come here, get your grade, get good grades, we'll have a good season, all that kind of stuff, giving me that good in my ear. So I was like,
He
okay,
talking to you real good, yeah.
talking to me good, but like kind of like too good to where like he was kind of like a revenge situation. So get to play.
So you feel like,
man,
I don't mean to cut you off. So you feel like, he was sweet talking you after like you kind of rejected him the first couple times. You rejected him the first couple times, and now you have nothing on the table. So now he's like, you can come over here, and then now he ends up cutting you. It's really
Exactly.
emotional, man. That's pretty crazy, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
But
that's
you
not
can't
even
deny how you feel in that situation. I mean, yeah, I mean, were you too prideful? Were you arrogant? Who's to say? You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to judge you on that. But,
right.
at the same time, like as a coach, you playing with the kid's future regardless. And I
Yeah.
just feel like that's pretty crazy, man.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So it gets better. So, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take this year since I'm not actually active yet. You know that time doesn't start running until you actually have. I forgot how
Courses
it
and stuff.
is. Is it when you're a full student or when you start playing? When you're full time?
I think it's when you start taking I think it's when you start taking the classes in that school, whatever, and I think that's when your time starts. I think if you don't have
Okay.
that, I think if you don't start those courses or those classes or whatever, then your time doesn't start yet. From my
Okay.
knowledge, and I could be wrong though, because I'm
You know what?
actually
No. You're right. You're right. Because okay. Yep. You're right. So yep. I ended up. So I stayed there. Finished out the year. It was just working out because I'm like, you know what? If I don't, was sending out my high school film number, but you know how hard it is for a guy that's out of high school. You got that kind of gap year, especially out of high school, trying to find a college. It's like, oh, you were in high school almost 2 years ago. What'd you do that whole year? So having to explain to coaches, yeah, I got cut from community college, but hey, give me an opportunity. It's like, all right,
so.
we'll go with someone who's coming straight out of high school, and
Let,
um,
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this real quick. So were you doing all this by yourself?
yeah,
Were you doing it by yourself? Like you were sending out emails to coaches, community colleges, respective schools, D2, D3, whatever schools that you felt like that you could, go to. You branching them out.
everywhere.
You just fishing it out. Man,
Everywhere.
yeah,
I had CD. I
yeah.
still got my high school CD. I have a CD-ROM. Like I have it somewhere upstairs in my closet. But yeah, just handing the little highlight tapes out that I made myself. Because
Ooh,
that's back when I had the computers where you had to do the clicking and all that. It's easy nowadays at the click of a button, but back then you had to do the dragging and burn the CD and
so you
so
hustling. You hustling right now.
hustling trying to get a jersey back on, bro.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'm like, you know what? And he gave me the runaround after he cut me to like, just focus on your grades. Next year I'll have a spot for you, basically. Like few words, I'll have a spot for you. So I'm like, okay, maybe he over recruited. Maybe I don't know. At this time, like I said, a young guy just trying to get a jersey on. So I do
Yeah.
my year at community college, get my grades up. I had got it all the way up to almost like a 3.0. But as basketball players, we're like, oh, that's money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That,
So
yeah.
I
Just
mean, yeah,
enough, respectfully, just enough to get by, right? You
you
just
know what
want
I'm saying? Yeah.
to.
So was getting better. Was at every open gym I could go to. Lifting, running, doing what I had to do to show him that I was serious about playing. Because I was like, at this point, I just need to kind of fake it till you make it. But I wasn't
Yeah.
faking it though. I was really putting work in. But show him that I really wanted to be in this team because I really wanted to just get back playing again. So boom, that year goes by. 2013 goes by. We're in 2014 now.
Mm-hmm.
Tryouts come back around. Go back to community college, same college, OCC.
Okay.
Tryouts come back around, and this time I'm like, oh yeah, I just need to, I'm gonna kill this time. I'm not gonna give him any room of error to be like, no, we don't want him. Tryouts come around, right?
Mm-hmm.
About a week after tryouts, when the list comes out, everybody gets an email. Cut
This was
again.
again
Same coach, 2 years in a row.
same coach. Now he's just
Nobody.
being
It was like when I told people, it was almost to the point people were laughing because they thought I was joking. And I was like, nah, man, he got me again. He just this is now I know for sure this has got to be revenge for blowing him off. There's
yeah,
no other way.
yeah,
It was so evident at that tryout that I was not even supposed to be on that team, but I was supposed to start on that team and beat the guy on that team. It was
yeah,
evident, you
yeah.
know.
And not only that,
Even the assistant coach, both the
mm,
assistant coaches called me after and was like, "Hey, did you get the results? Because we just had a meeting about you, but we don't know what the coach's final decision was." I'm like, "Yeah, it cut me again." And I was real cool with the assistant coaches, working out with them one on one. Telling you, man, it was like a hurry up and wait situation. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
man.
So
Yeah.
throughout
So I'm like,
all
hey, man,
that whole year, you showing up to the gym, not even on the team. You working with the assistant coaches, you're improving, you developing. And the second time around, he does that again.
man, I'm showing up to workouts with the team I'm not even on, bro, or at least trying to get in.
Yeah.
I got the
Wow.
schedule of I got the whole schedule. I remember I had the schedule of the gym times, the open gyms on a screensaver on my phone just to make sure I was knowing exactly when they were going to be in the gym, when I could maybe slide in, get shots up, just to show them I'm here. You know, man.
Ooh, man. See, yeah, that's some personal shit right there, bro. Like,
Has like
wow.
I mean
Yeah.
has to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was that. That was the start of like
That's
some really
man.
deep scars.
Yeah, I see, we're gonna get back to your story, but that right there just lets me know, like, when it's all said and done for me, I need to go into a coaching 100% because, like, things like that, like, coaches don't necessarily understand the power and control of what they have on, like, their players, and not even just as a player, but as a young man. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Imagine I mean, not imagine, you put in work for 2 solid years to prove a point that you wanted to play basketball, and here he is just ultimately coming down and just being petty in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's power in come
Kind of
on, man,
like
that's crazy.
using me as an example,
Yeah,
which is like it's not only an example, but you're using my life. You know what I'm saying?
your
Because if you
life.
get a weaker minded player, it's over after that first cut.
Yeah.
It might be over freshman year after that first cut. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's just one thing I just want to like get. If one thing I can always say to these young boys always ask me, how'd you do that? How'd you get to being pro, man? It must be a great. Oh, was it easy? It's like, man, I've never released this story before, TG. I've never like. There's a couple people who know, but like everything I'm about to like let you know is like it's never really been like on display. You know, there's a couple bits and pieces that have been added, but like this is like something I've always kind of wanted to get out, especially to the younger guys. Like, first off, don't take basketball for granted. Second
Yes, sir.
off, always put work in. Don't think you're good in any situation. D1, D2, D3, JUCO. Don't let a coach sweet talk you into being like, oh, you're gonna come here, you're gonna do this. Because I've seen guys go D1 and actually sign because of a coach, and then the next year they're saying the same thing to the next recruit. Hey,
Yeah,
you're gonna come here. We want you. It's a cycle.
man, that's powerful, bro. Yeah, this is definitely gonna help a lot of people for sure, man.
You
But
know.
yeah, I don't mean to cut you off, man. But keep going.
No, you're good.
I mean, you obviously overcame this situation. You still standing. You still strong, man. So let me know what else, man. What else happened?
So, this happened. When did this happen? This happened, I want to say mid-November, middle November. Had to be earlier, mid-November. Yep. Had to be. So I'm just at this point, I'm devastated. I'm like, basketball's over. At this point, I'm like, I'm about to just get a job. Go to school, get my degree, get a job. Maybe work at a gym. I don't know. Like at that point, your emotions are everywhere.
Yeah,
You're thinking about, you're not even thinking about the moment anymore. You're thinking about it later on in life. Oh, I'm about to be one of those has-beens. I'm about to be one of those coulda, shoulda, woulda guys. Man, like, this is tough. So, I started applying for jobs and stuff at home. I'm like, man, I'm about to just be one of those guys who
Did
almost
you
made it. Yeah.
did you ever have anybody to talk to during
To
this
be
time?
honest, not really. When I was younger, I used to keep a lot of like that inside, a lot of my emotions inside.
Yeah,
But now, like I'll tell you as a man now, like, man, when I left that gym after I got that email, when I walked out, tears.
yeah,
Didn't even go to school for a week. I didn't want to be seen. I was so embarrassed. I didn't want to
yeah,
walk in the gym and be like, hey, bro, don't you got practice today? Nah, man, got cut again. Like,
yeah.
um,
Mm-hmm.
so much mental stuff at that time. And like I said, like as a younger, when I was younger, especially throughout high school, I kept a lot of just things in, a lot of my emotions in, and deal with them myself. And that's another thing I want to get to those young guys is like, man, let it out.
Yeah.
Find a way to let it out and use it. Whether that's talking to somebody about it, somebody you trust. But yeah, to the young hoopers out there, man, and not even basketball, man. Like, uh, you know, that mental, you got to take care of it, man. And if you need to let it out and talk to somebody, like, I mean, me, I'm here. Any of these boys in Syracuse, I mean, they know. Some of them reach out to me and, ask me how, but it's like, it's more so like, here, man, you got to be strong here, But
Yeah.
yeah, if you need to reach out and talk about it, man, there's always ways to handle situations. You just got to find the way. And like one thing I always say is like one of the things I always kind of like pride myself with is like, a lot of people say like, oh, that's easy, that's easy, that's easy. But like the way I look at life, every single thing in life is hard. Like it starts hard. There's nothing like easy in life. It's just the way you handle it, it becomes easier and easier. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Take apart the
Yeah.
basketball, like just in general. Um, so it's like, oh, it might look easy to some person, but another person it's super hard. But it's only hard because they haven't practiced it and they haven't put time into it.
Exactly. I think that there was that quote kind of went viral like weeks ago or something like that because I think she was South Carolina or Duke
Yep,
coach.
I saw that. That exactly. That was original. I forgot. Dawn. Dawn.
I don't know her name. I'm gonna be honest. I
Yeah,
don't.
I don't know South Carolina coach, but that was I first saw it before her. This was a couple years ago. Someone said it in a different way. I kind of worded it different. I forgot where I saw it. It might have been on like a YouTube or something, like a motivational thing. Sure.
Life doesn't get easier.
Yeah.
It gets hard and you get better at it or something. I
Exactly.
understand. I can.
But I remember the way she put it was, everything in life is hard. It's just how well you handle hard. That was it.
Yeah.
It was something along those lines. I'm sure if you search it, it'll come right up. But yeah, no, I remember when she said it, and I also remember when another motivational guy said that. So, because at that time, that's when I really started tapping into motivational speeches. Because I was like, man, I need to pick me up because I can't do it myself,
Yeah.
So, yeah, that happened, man. So, after that second cut, an old coach, an old AAU travel coach reached out to me and was like, hey, Mike, what's going on at OCC? Like, did you make the team? All that stuff. His name is Mickey Walker. And if it wasn't for Mickey Walker, he's a Syracuse legend. If it wasn't for Mickey Walker, I wouldn't be where I am right now.
Shout out to Mickey.
Shout out to Mickey. And I was just texting the other day, so I'm going to definitely have to tell him to tune into this. Because I update him every year, everywhere I am. Like, I always send him messages. And I took him out to lunch last time. Before I came to Mexico, I took him out to lunch. And we talk here and there. Good guy, man. Definitely is one of those guys who helps out anybody, anybody. If he has an opportunity to help somebody, a player, he's helping them for sure. So Mickey hits up. He's like, hey, man, how do you feel about D3? I said, Mickey, I don't care if I was just like, put me anywhere. I don't care about the division. I want to play basketball. I'm not worried about paying student loans back. I'm not worried about, like, I want to hoop. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, all right, give me a couple days. Let me work something out. So he calls me and goes, hey, man, just got off the phone with one of my real good friends, Coach Fajri Ansari. He's the head coach at Buffalo State. And about, I've never been to Buffalo before this. He was like about 2.5 hours away from Syracuse. It's not too far from Syracuse, but it's far enough to go and do your thing and focus up. And, he's like, are you interested? I said, listen, man, I go there right now. He said, all right, well, wait. I'll call him back, let him know that you're interested. So he calls me back, and he was like, hey, what are you doing? This was like maybe like a Wednesday or a Thursday. It was like a Thursday like night. He was like, hey, what are you doing Saturday morning? I was like, whatever you need me to do. He's like, all right, I got him coming to check you out. I was like, all right, so what are we going to put me in like a 5-on-5 or something? He's like, no, I'm going to take you down, meet me downtown at the YMCA at this was like 8 a.m. He was like, be there at 8 a.m. I'm going to bring him there, and you're going to have a workout with him one-on-one, just you two. Nobody else in the gym. Remember it vividly to this day.
Fire, though.
Saturday morning comes, I'm up at 6 a.m., like nervous, like, oh man, what is this like what's going on, man? Like I gotta, like, I can't miss any shots, I can't so I meet Mickey at the gym around 7:30, get stretched out. 8 o'clock comes, Faj walks in, super calm, older cat, smooth guy, what's up, Mike? Gas me up. I'm Coach Faj Ansari, head coach, Buffalo State. D3 men's basketball, NCAA D3. And I was like, hey, nice to meet you, had a conversation. And he was like, so talk to me, what's going on? And I was like, listen, like, I'm super dedicated to basketball. I love it. And I don't just play it just to be around people or tell people I'm a basketball player. I love it. Like, this is like something I see myself doing. And of course, like, I've been had like NBA dreams have been gone for me since like high school. I never was like, I'm going to the NBA. That was never like, I never like was working towards that. I just wanted to be like playing basketball and be happy and be successful and kind of like make my own path, So, because I know how that gets, with the NBA and G League, all that kind of stuff. It's super political, and right off bat, I mean, no G League guy, no G League coach, no NBA team looking at a cat that got cut from community college twice and about to go D3. So I was, that was never like a thing for me.
Right.
So he's like, all right, well, I'm about to just, let's get a workout in. So, I lace up, stretch out, Mickey's there. He's just sitting on the bench right there. It's just me, him, and coach. And I'm doing like full court stuff, checking out my conditioning. He's checking me out, seeing how I, all that kind of stuff. The prerequisites, basically running, the suicides before you even touch a ball, stuff like that. So let me get into ball handling, do a ball handling, up and down the court, that kind of stuff. Then we get into like, layups, mid-range threes, easy. And then maybe like a couple phone drills, easy, just a simple workout, just to see like what I am and what, because he didn't know anything about me. Mickey didn't tell him anything. Like, hey, I just got a guy that's super hungry, is in a bad situation. Like, I need your help. So this was just a blessing,
Yes, sir.
So, man, I was missing shots. You could tell I was nervous. If anybody else in the gym, you could be like, oh, this guy, he's playing nervous, So I go to get water, and I'll never forget this. Mickey goes, hey, relax. It's okay. And that's after that, I was like, okay. Like, he looked at, you get a certain look. He was like, dude, relax, man. Like, that's how he is. That's how Mickey is. He's like, dude, chill out. You're okay. Like, we got this. Like, just, take it easy. So I knew he was being, super genuine with that. So I get back on, and I just start doing, killing the work, the rest of the workout. The second half of the workout, I just did really good, solid, Workout ends, was about an hour and a half long, nothing too crazy. Coach goes, it was so short. He goes, all right, Mike, it was good seeing you. Maybe we talk soon. Kept it like super, super nonchalant, So I'm like, man, I'm about to get cut 3 times. I'm about to get cut.
That's a real great area. Yeah.
Yeah, it was super great because that's how he is as a coach. Great coach though. I'll get into that. So I'm like, I go home and I'm like, oh man, I shouldn't have missed that many shots. Like, why are you playing nervous? Like, come on now, like, hyping yourself up.
Yeah.
This was on Saturday morning. Saturday night comes. Mick calls me and goes, send me all your information. We're going to start the paperwork. I said, what are you talking about? He said, well, Coach Faj, his sister is head of admissions at Buffalo State. So we're going to get you an ASAP. I said, what are you talking about? He's like, dude, you're going to play for Buff State in like a couple days.
That's
like
awesome,
a week.
Bro.
He said, you're going out there in a week. I said, come on, man. So sent all my stuff over.
Bro. That's deep.
Yeah, got
that's
everything done. Got everything in ASAP. I got an ASAP. So I'm going there mid-season. I go out there. I want to say I got out there no, this had to have been later on, like towards like the start of December, because I got out there. I remember I got out there about a week before Christmas, because I remember I wasn't home for Christmas. Got there about a week before Christmas, and I get right to it. So I pack up my stuff, go out there. My mom drives me out there 2.5 hours away. I'm getting all settled into this, this. It's just it happened like this. I didn't even get a chance.
It's fast.
It was just like, pack
awesome.
your stuff.
Yeah.
Pack your stuff, get your shoes. We'll hit the outlet on the way, grab you some tights, some socks, make sure you're good, stuff like that. And I get on campus and I'm like, wow, this place is nice. Didn't even do any research about it. I was just like, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Man, get there, go into my dorm. So he had me staying with, it was I think it was like 4 people to a dorm. But I came in as a freshman and I was staying in the upperclassmen dorms. So I never stayed in like a freshman dorm, which was cool because he was just like super connected. I moved to college. He had a good name around there. So he had a lot of pull. He's got a lot of pull. So he put me with the guys to put me in that environment of, meet the guys. You're going to live with these guys and they'll show you around the campus, show you around everywhere, the gym, the complex, everything, show you around the city. So I'm like, okay, cool. Mind you, at this time, this is J term. This is mid semester. Everyone's home. Campus is empty.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Everyone's home. It's just the basketball players. It's girls team, guys team. Maybe a couple. Who was there at the time? Maybe volleyball was still playing. I don't know. A couple.
Yeah.
Count them on a couple hands. That many people. So campus is dead. But if anybody knows Buffalo's their storms are crazy. Like whiteouts.
That weather, right? Oh, yeah.
Man, that snow is crazy. Lake effect is right there next to it's right there. Yeah. Right there next to Canada. So I go to my first practice and I'm just like, man, who do I talk to? But one of my boys from Syracuse, New York, Larry Rivers, he was already on the team out there. That was the only person I knew on the team. So I'll go to practice and I'm the only freshman on the team. So that was like, when I heard that, I'm like, wow, I'm about to get that freshman treatment. These guys don't know me. I'm coming in halfway through the season. They're like, who is this guy? Who is this little light-skinned cat with a high top? I used to have a high top, man. What I'm saying? They're like, who's this guy?
Were they majority juniors and seniors?
Yep.
Oh, did you have any? Oh, they were only juniors and seniors. You're the only freshman.
Junior and senior. I was the only freshman on the whole team.
No sophomores.
I want to say at that time, because I know maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah, but everybody is all upperclassmen. It's all
upperclassmen. Everyone's upperclassmen. Yeah,
Sweet.
older cats.
Sweet.
So that just kind of threw me in the fire. Like, all right, learn from these guys. Learn the plays, all that stuff. Man, I didn't talk to anybody the first day or two. Like I wanted to, but I was like, I got to earn my respect first. And I'm a very outgoing person. You know what I'm saying? But so for me to be like that, I just got kind of thrown in a situation where it's like, you're here now. So I had to figure it out. It happened so fast. So I practiced for about a week and not even like 4 or 5 days I practiced. Then we go to a Christmas tournament in Connecticut. So we're on the road. We go to Connecticut for a Christmas tournament. And, fast forward, we're, getting ready for the game, warming up, and game time starts. I'm sitting at the end of the bench. Like, man, I'm not getting in this game. I got 3-4 practices in. They don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm barely even really like I'm scoring in practice, but I'm not like doing what I really should have been doing. I was like kind of playing the back role, of course, because I know how it goes with respect. You got to kind of earn it. I'm not just gonna go in there and start firing them. Yeah. It's like kind of disrespectful a little bit,
You're just trying to get in where you fit in.
Trying to get in where I fit in. Just get in. You
trying to put everything in. Everything's new to you. Like
everything's new.
Yeah.
Location, the environment, everything's new.
Weather.
It happens with weather. I mean, Syracuse gets pretty bad snow, but like Buffalo gets bad snow. They get bad storm. So yeah, we go to this tournament and man, so game starts, tip off, couple minutes go by. I'm telling you, I'm like a water boy, baby. I'm sitting next to a jug of water by myself, just being like, all right, let me just learn, let me just look, before I actually start playing. Maybe later I'll play after mid-season's over, maybe when school comes back and he'll have me playing games and stuff. He'll put me in a game. I'm the only freshman. Who am I? Stuff like that. Yeah. I'm just sitting there zoning out watching the game, and I hear Mike, like, and I look down, and everybody is looking at me, from coaches all the way down to players, is like this, staring at me.
Like a
And I'm like, yeah.
movie.
I'm like, what's up? They're like, bro, coach called your name. Like, go. I'm like, what? Man, I was the seventh man. I was second off the bench, and I'm sitting there thinking, I'm not coming in this tournament. I'm gonna get water for the guys. I'm gonna help carry the bags. you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Checking the game. I'm shaking, and I'm man enough to say I'm shaking. I'm like, oh my God, what's going on, man? Like excited but nervous. You know what I'm saying? Like right there in the middle, checking the game, and I'm like, man, play defense. That's all you care about. Play defense. Just play defense. You know. So we end up winning that game, but I remember my first shot when I got in. It was a wide open three on the right wing.
Okay.
Boy, I shot that ball so fast, went over the rim, hit the other side of the backboard. Like, so here's the rim in the middle. I shot it here. It hit this backboard and then just, rebound. And I'm like, oh, man, that was one of the worst shots I've ever shot in my life. I didn't even feel like I shot it. I was just like, let me get one up,
Yeah.
Terrible shot. So I think I had like a free throw and a layup that game or something like that. It was like 2 or 3 points that game.
Mm-hmm.
Next game comes next day, and now I'm like, all right, I'm about to get in this game. So be ready, sit closer, get in. Now I'm like, all right, let me slide a little in more. You know what I'm saying? Let me, So I get in, and I remember very vividly. It was towards the end of the game. I missed a free throw. It was a close game. I missed a free throw, and I got the ball back on a steal, on an out-of-bounds steal. The coach had me at the top of our press, of our 1-2-2 press, and I got a steal. I stole the ball after the inbound. It was like one of those ones where you fake high, go low, steal, dove for it, passed it out for the layup, and won.
Nice.
So it was a major hustle play. So right there, I was like, all right, that was, and it was towards the end of the game, probably about less than a minute left. That kind of sealed the deal right there. Not saying I won the game or nothing, but that was like a hustle play that I'll never forget.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know, man, like we won the championship. That game, we won the championship. It was just a 2-game championship, holding the trophy. One of my first pictures ever with holiday tournament. Just got there about a week ago, and won my first holiday championship. Holiday tournament.
That's a blessing, bro. Yeah,
man. Yeah. So we go back to Buffalo, and definitely earned some more respect from the guys. Started chopping up with them more, hanging out with them, and just kind of getting in, getting closer to get more comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. That's. I'm gonna be honest. If I could stop the podcast right now, that's a story of its own, because that is a wild turn of events. Like going from feeling like you have absolutely nothing, you know what I'm saying, backs against the wall, you feel like you're about to not play basketball anymore. Got cut twice by a coach that's being petty. Nothing, and then all of a sudden a coach, that's just a great man, looked out for you and put you in the opportunity, and just like that, you get life pulse again. That, and that's why I feel like it's very, very important for these coaches to understand, like, they are the key to everybody, whether that person plays basketball or not. It could be I wouldn't necessarily say an average Joe, but it could be the kid walking down the street. Walking down the hallway that don't play a lick of sports. But if you're a good man, a good woman, and you can give that kid life, that's unbelievable, man. That's truly a blessing, bro. I really got chills, and I'm genuinely excited to hear a story like that, bro, because you don't hear stuff like that often, man. And everybody has a story to tell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But man, like, that's a victory lap in itself. And I'm sure. So what happened the rest of the years at Buffalo State? Like, go to like your junior, senior year. I'm sure by that time, I looked up your stats. You were averaging, your junior, senior, you're averaging like 15 and 18 points per game. So you coming, you solidified that spot after that.
Yeah. So after that, the rest of my freshman year, because I only played half a year for freshmen, so that was my whole year, and I took that year to learn. watch, learn, get more information, and learn the ins and outs from other guys on the team, especially the older guys who've been there those whole 4 years. Kind of give me the blueprint, basically, like, hey man, like, you do this, this is what you don't do, this, this stuff like that. So it was all a learning process, and I was so open to learning. I was never that player who was like, I got this, man. Like, I don't want to hear that. Like, still to this day, I'm a very open player. I'm a very open person when it comes, especially, basketball. I'm always down to learn something. If another guy on my team has got to tell me something, and I'm doing something that I could do better, I'm so open to learning, from coaches all the way to players, Yeah. So, sophomore year, started the rest of my career at Buff State, and coaches kind of made me one of those guys. It was one of those guys. Because we had two or three other dogs on that. I'm not gonna lie, my sophomore year we had a really good team. Went to playoffs that season. I think I climbed kind of a ladder. So sophomore year, averaged around 15 and a half. Junior year, averaged around 16 and a half. And then senior year, I think I was closer to 20, I want to say. I think I was around 18.5, 19-ish. I don't know. It's somewhere, but it was definitely 18 for sure.
Yeah. No, that's tough, man. That's So so you've been through a tough transition from high school to college. How was the transition from going from college now going into professional, overseas? How was that?
To oversee, I want to add one thing real quick too. Along with a couple of the accolades, I ended up being a 1,000-point scorer in college too, which was that's like a huge milestone. I know a lot of guys don't get to. So that's one thing I just want to point out. Like, I'm super grateful for that. 1,000-point score. I don't know what I'm ranked right now. I was 12. I think I'm like 13th now. I think somebody just passed me, but like, whatever. I don't care. 1,000 point. I was the 24th person to do it in Buffalo State history, and I slid up to 13th spot, I think. But if I played like my whole freshman year, I would have been in that top 10 for sure. But I'm grateful for how it panned out. I don't have any regrets about anything in my life,
Yeah.
Especially to the point I'm at right now. So the transition from college to the pros. So this is okay. So we'll go from between college and my first season, my rookie season. After college, being a D3 player, you don't get many looks. You don't get many opportunities to go overseas. So you kind of gotta go get it. So I kind of did the same thing I always did. I went and got it, So was sending out all my college film to. I had this Facebook list of just emails and agents' names and locations and pages of it. One of my friends gave it to me and was like, hey man, like, this is a huge list, but like, pick and choose who you want to send your stuff to. I sent over 150 agents easily. Easily. Yeah, emails. Yeah. Not blasts either. Not a blast. Email. One by one.
Yeah.
And at that time I didn't have a CD anymore. I had a link. I had a YouTube link. All my stuff's on YouTube. So sent the link out, all these emails. Of course, I kind of like pre-scripted them and like had like the paragraph, but like didn't. And then like everyone, I would change the name on it so it'd be like professional, kind of like
For sure,
you gotta get it done somehow. You're not gonna make every single email different. So sent that out and didn't hear back from any of them. Not one. And I actually got scammed too. So that's another thing I want to touch on. I was so eager to go overseas. I had no idea what was going on. And some guy hit me up and was like, hey, if you give me how much? It was like $350, I'll find you a team in Europe, stuff like that, and whatever. So me being a naive kid, like thirsty, hungry to play overseas, I'm like, let me just send this little short $350. And he's going to get me, because I thought that's how like it worked at that time with agents and stuff. Mind you, it's like not even close to that. You don't ever pay an agent money,
Yeah. And coming
So
in, you had no idea really about agents coming from college, going into this overseas. Like,
not at all.
you,
I just
yeah.
knew you had to get one, and that's when I sent out the emails, and
Hmm.
I was like, I'm not getting nothing back. So now I got to kind of find another way. And I thought that was another way to do it, which
Yeah.
it's not, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It happens.
So,
I've been
yeah,
scared too. It's okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. The guy still like I hit him up, I pressed him about it, and like, you might know him. Like, I don't know if you want me to blast him, but like, he's had that. He's scammed a lot of guys, man. But he always like adds me on Instagram. Like every like couple months, he'll add me, then like delete or like unfollow me, then add me to like kind of get my attention. It's like, bro, you remember? Like,
If you want to do that, then if you want to do that, feel free, because I guess people do need to know this, that you
you
can't get
probably
scared.
know him. I feel like he's hit up Alan Rugovic.
ALAN.
Yeah, he's
I
like,
feel,
you definitely
yeah,
seen him on Facebook.
bro. I don't. That was like early in my career. That kind of sounds familiar, bro. That kind
I'm
of
telling
sounds
you,
familiar.
like he's always on like Facebook scam pages. People are calling him out. I wasn't the only guy. He's easily done to. I mean, got to be at least 100 guys. I mean, thirsty guys who are looking. But that's his name. I have no care for him. He, got my money, and I pressed him about it, and he some excuse about how the bank over there in Europe wasn't letting him send the money back. So I asked for a refund, but it's like, whatever, bro. Just take the money, whatever.
Yeah,
But that's his name. So anybody who don't do that, he's over
for
in like
sure.
Montenegro or something like that. So, yeah,
Man,
yeah. So anyway,
yeah,
moving past the negativity, yeah. So I had nothing, man. And once I got to Buffalo in 2014, I never came home. Like I lived in Buffalo for 5 years. Love Buffalo, man. I was out there in the summers, in different houses, it's crazy cheap rent. It was just like food's great, city's great, party town, drinking town. You know what I'm saying? Like it's college. It's college. It's college town for sure.
Yeah.
Love Buffalo. I have so many good things to say about Buffalo. Great people I've met. So shout out to Buffalo, man. Shout out to Buffalo for sure. But yeah, what was I gonna say? The jump. My jump was different. My jump was a lot different as well. I took another leap of faith in myself. I had the opportunity, and it was also on like a Facebook thing. It was like a Facebook page, and I researched this guy. And have you ever heard of Milton Bell?
No, sir. I can't say that I have. No.
He was like a legend in Argentina, American guy, a legend in Argentina in Mar del Plata. Older cat, retired now, but I chose to use like pretty much the last of my money I had in my account to play overseas. He offered me an experience to, instead of pay for like a camp in the States, and not play in front of, agents and coaches, to go out of the country, to go play in front of that team and bring me to teams and play in front of that. So that was his experience. Milton Bell Exposure, I think it's called. I mean, you can search me, Instagram and stuff. We fell out of contact, but still, I always, whenever people ask me, I always show my gratitude to him, because also without his experience, I wouldn't be here either.
Sure.
So I betted on myself again, and I spent like $1,200. I think I remember it so vividly at this time. But between the end of college, which was May 2018, all the way until December 2018, I was just grinding, getting better at basketball in the gym, working out, working all these dead end jobs just to, college kid, just to stay, because I didn't want to lock into a career. I was like, I'm not going to be one of those guys, working valet parking, trying to get a couple tips, and working plumber job, like helping this. I was just doing things, just to get money, grinding, hustling, man. I'd work. There's one job I was working from like 6 a.m. to like 6 to 6 to 2, 6 to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday, and right after I take my work boots off and go right to Buff State and get 500 shots up on the gun.
Yeah.
I actually have a video of one of my young boys that was playing at Buff State when I graduated. I went to go shoot one day and I forgot my shoes after work. This is fresh off work, 6 a.m. We ended up playing. He was talking junk to me. We ended up playing one-on-one. And I murdered him in my work boots.
Yeah.
And he's talking like, "You got work boots on, man. I don't want to hurt you." I'm like, "All right, man. I'll show you what the alumni does. Show you what the vets do."
Yeah.
So burnt him in the work boots. In the dusted Timberlands, man, cargo pants and everything. So that's funny. That's JC, young boy, man, good kid. But yeah. So December came, and that opportunity came for me, and I was like, you know what, man, whatever. Let's just take this opportunity and see where it takes us. Only had about $1,500 in my bank account. Spent $1,200 of it on a flight. And his service was like a couple hundred, but like just the flight to get to Argentina. I mean, all flights are overseas, super expensive. And it was kind of like a last minute thing. It was like before the 30 days, so everything was expensive. So I was like, this is a chance. I think I should take it. I'm willing to spend what I got on it. And so yeah, it was me and 6 other guys.
Mm-hmm.
What was that?
I said you bet on yourself.
Bet on myself again. Yeah. Yeah. Me and 6 other guys. Flew down to Argentina. I didn't know these guys at all, from a hole in the wall, all different states they were in, but got on the plane and we all went down looking for an opportunity. Got down there to Argentina, to a city called Platier, really small city in South Argentina. Mm-hmm. And this is like, so the way he sets up the tours is teams he's played for, he still is in contact with them. So like if they need an American, he's like, okay, we'll do this tour, pick and choose. They try out for your team, they work out. At the end of the tour, you pick or they go back home. There's no, I didn't plan on coming back home. I packed to leave. He was like, if you get picked up, you can stay for 6 months. Because this would have been December to May.
Mm-hmm. Around everybody usually gets cut in the first place. Yeah.
Exactly. So I packed up and I said, all right, I'll be back in May. So I'll see you in May, Mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be back. So yeah, man. Went down there, played. First, tried out for that team. So the team is called Centro Español, second league Argentina, TNA, La Liga. Real small city. Everybody knows the basketball there. Pretty much all the people in the city always go to the games. Huge basketball fans there. Real family oriented city. They keep it close. Good people. So I go there, try out for their team, and it's just a scrimmage. It's R5 against their team.
Nice.
And we're staying at this little kind of not hostel thing. It was kind of like it's hard to explain. It was like a little mini hotel, but it had like a pool and a basketball court outside, and it was like bunk beds and stuff.
Yeah. So,
but wasn't expecting that because we were told we were gonna stay in a hotel, but that didn't happen. But it's okay. You got yeah. You know how that goes.
Absolutely.
So,
he had to make some type of money, right?
Right, exactly. And you know what? Hey, I'm hustling too. He's hustling. Hey, we're hustlers, So
yeah.
So yeah, direct flight I drove from Syracuse to one of my friends. I caught a ride down there from Buffalo all the way to New York City, JFK. One of my boys is from New York City. He was driving down there that weekend. So I'm like, hey man, I'm gonna tag along with you and just drop me at the airport. So he dropped me off, and I just took it was a direct. It was a 10-hour flight to Argentina, to Buenos Aires. And I did no research again. I'm like, what? I'm just going to go play basketball, just thinking basketball. But I'm in a whole other country now. I'm in Buenos Aires now. No Spanish. I don't know any Spanish. Money's different. Got to do the exchange. Yep. I've never been out the country before, besides Canada, which is right next to Buffalo. But I don't really look at that as being out the country. That was next door to me, forever. Yeah. So get down there and going through a whole got the guy on the phone kind of pointing us where to go. Hey, your driver will be, go out there, take a left. Oh, he wasn't there. Oh, he's late. Oh, ended up staying there for an hour. All this stuff started to happen. Oh man, I'm 10, 11, 12 hours away on a flight from New York and all this, you know what I'm saying? So we end up getting taxi service that drives us. And this is all like information that we didn't ask. Maybe we should have asked him for every single step of the itinerary, but like we were all just, especially me, I was just like, I'm about to go hoop. I just want to fly there and hoop. But it's a lot more than that. We know, being overseas pros, a lot more than just going somewhere and playing basketball.
For sure.
So we had to get there and wait like 8 hours and go to a smaller airport to fly to the smaller city. But we didn't know that. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
So to pay more money. So now I'm down to about 150 in my bank account, give or take. And that's it. No credit cards, just 150, and I got a couple hundred cash on me, maybe like 1 or 200 cash that I had to transfer.
But you have no idea you had to take another connecting flight or anything. He didn't tell you.
No.
Ooh, we talk about an experience.
Man, so we end up getting on that flight, getting to the city, getting to that hotel, whatever you want to call it. Get settled in, and this was around, I want to say like this was around like 2 p.m. we finally got there. And I'm about to say, like, we didn't even get a chance to like lay down and rest. We had to just get our stuff and go to the gym and try out. Yeah. Man. Same day, same everything. Try out.
That's tough. That's tough, bro.
Yeah.
How'd you? Well, obviously we know how you did, because I mean, you obviously promised, but I mean.
Well, yeah. So we go there, try out for the team, and I did my thing. Like I definitely did my thing, and I was so confident at this time. Like from college on, I was just coming off a great college career. I was confident. I'm going under, like my mindset. I'm like, I'm not going back home. Like I'm getting this job, Yeah. So scrimmage, and I was in good shape. I was heavier, but like I was in good shape. Like I didn't, I was getting up and down, and I obviously wasn't in pro shape though. That's one thing I tell you. It wasn't no pro shape. In college shape and pro shape is way different.
Yes, sir.
So to answer your question, that's one thing is a huge jump, is being in a certain amount of shape, So, played the scrimmage and, definitely did my thing, kind of showed my versatility on all angles, posting up, fast break, handling the rock, shooting a three for sure, was letting it fly for sure.
Yeah.
But then you got 4 or 5 other guys on your team that are also hustling,
Mm-hmm.
So scrimmage comes to an end, and we all go back home. We all go back to the hotel, and we hop in the pool, and we're like, all right, let's enjoy ourselves. Let's enjoy this experience, because it was only a 2-week tour. It was a 2-week tour. It was like 13 days. So like every other day is like something, setting up something. So we were told we were going to try for another team. That next day, we get on a bus, small bus, very small bus, and we drive from Argentina to Chile.
Yeah. Did he tell you that y'all were going to Chile though?
No. So we're in the car.
How long was that drive? How long was that drive?
Had to have been close to 10.
Yeah.
9, 10. But it's so overseas, you know how it is. It's so regular for them. So like, we're about to just take this quick trip. What?
Yeah. 10-hour boy. No way.
Small bus, man. Like you didn't get your own seat. It was us, it was the 6 Americans, and then it was a couple of their, like the team we just tried out for, like their younger guys, like they're up and coming boys who are still trying to grind too. Young guys,
mm-hmm.
who they don't even get a minute on the team. They're just practice players, basically.
Yeah.
So we drive to Chile and go all through these mountains, and you see all this crazy landscape. It's beautiful, man. Mountains and snow, and it was breathtaking. You know, at one point I woke up halfway through the trip and it's, you know, in the middle of the day and you're like, wow, this is like, you don't see this every day. This is incredible.
Yeah. Was your phone working?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got well, working as in texting, no, but like pictures, yeah, I had it, I had it on. I fully charged. I had my portable, you know.
Okay.
So I came a little prepared, but
okay.
But yeah, so you know, we finally get to this mall. We land in Chile. We go through the border. They got our passports. They do all that. Stamp us, check us in. We stop at a mall, and which was right on the bottom of a mountain. It was beautiful. Stop and got food, and you know, did all that. Bathroom break, shopping if you want to. We had like an hour to burn. Get back on the bus, drive for another about maybe hour or two. Because we didn't fully get there yet. We were in Chile, but we had to go to the smaller city now. Temuco, Chile, if I'm saying it right. Man, we get there, and we're also told we're staying in a hotel. TG, if I could paint a picture of what we stayed in, it was the most humbling experience of my life. Way more humbling than like getting cut and everything else we talked about. This was like we were staying in like a hostel, bunk beds, metal, beds like this thin, one sheet, freezing cold in Chile. It was cold at that time. No heat.
Yeah.
Just like a long room of just bunk beds.
Yeah.
Probably like 20 of them.
And that's
we walk in and man, we was there for like
me. I'm sleeping with all my stuff next to me. Like I'm hugging
you know it was right next to me, man. And I'm sleeping in socks, a hoodie, and sweats.
Yeah.
And mind you, at the crib right now, I don't do that. I sleep in my shorts every night. I don't sleep in, you know, I'm one of those sleepers. I can't sleep with a shirt on. But I'm in the bed like this with a wool blanket, freshly knitted from like probably one of the abuelas out there. You know what I'm saying? Like here, fresh.
Sure. Ooh, talk about a grind.
Cold shower, one of those like bathroom shower, like a YMCA shower, like you know, the tile. You know, you know, no curtains, no privacy.
Yeah, you jumping in.
Cold shower. There's no heat. There's no hot anything in that place. Man.
Now that's different. That's different. That kind of reminds me of Brazil a little bit, but I mean,
of where?
In Brazil, because I went to go visit Brazil when I was in college.
Okay.
For Athletes in Action. Well, not Athletes in Action, but every 4 years we get to go on like an overseas trip, and Brazil was one of them, and it was crazy. But I mean, no, I didn't live in anything like that, but I could kind of imagine like how it could be. But that's tough, bro. That's
humbling, man. And you know what? After we get done with this, I just want to like just so you could laugh, bro. I'm gonna send you a couple pictures, bro. Of everything we talked about, I'm gonna send you at least 2 or pictures of each, just so you can, you know, we'll chat about it.
And if that's cool, can we put them for other people to see it too?
And you can. I will send you things. I got you, bro. It gets even better, bro. Trust me. It gets even better, bro. Like
hey, you didn't lie when you said you got stories to tell, bro. This is crazy.
Man, I've been waiting to drop this for a minute. That's why when you posted, like any pros got any stories, I'm like, yeah, I do. I do for sure. But But yeah,
how did the basketball part go with Chile?
So the night goes by, we sleep, wake up in the morning, and we're like, hey, we're gonna go to the gym, get some shots up, practicing. So basically, we're playing in another tournament. We're playing in one of their little classics, like 4 teams, 2 games. That's it. We go there, practice in the morning, play at night. We win. Super sloppy game. It's just like. Maybe like it's kind of like men's rec ball. It was not like it wasn't anything crazy. A couple Americans were on their team. One guy we played the next I'll get to that. Won that game. Real low scoring game. It wasn't, but I did my thing. I played well. Because still not knowing like what's going on. Like, you guys playing a 2-day tournament, then we'll go back to the city. And like, okay, well, thanks for telling us.
Yeah.
So we win that, go out to dinner, enjoy the city, super small city, big hill, real hilly. So we didn't do much. Then I think maybe we went back to the hostel, whatever we were staying at. I think we had we had like a little bonfire, just hung out the night, nothing much else to do.
Yeah.
Next day, played in the championship, a little tournament championship, and that was a real good game, real chippy. They had like 2 Americans on their team, so it was like battle of kind of like, who are you coming in this town? You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you're grinding for a job. Like, this is where I play this, because it was their actual. They played in the Chili League. That team that we played, they actually played in the National League.
Yeah.
They just were told, like, hey, probably, we give you a couple $100 extra bucks. Yeah, we'll pay. Yeah, just come play this little tournament. But it got to a point where, like, they started caring because we were winning. Like, they started, all right, now, like, we're not going to lose in our own city, We ended up winning. We won the championship. And, we won the championship. And so that was my first overseas championship, was a little tournament in Chile. I actually still got the trophy. I got the trophy upstairs. And I'll explain why I got the trophy, though. I'll explain why. I'll explain why later. I'll come back to it. But so that was like super, super cool, winning the championship and a tournament, in Chile. Not even, it was like so unplanned. That's why it made it a lot better, because it was just so unplanned,
Yeah.
Every day was an experience, So yeah, we had some fun that night.
Y'all had to celebrate it, right?
Yeah, we celebrated. Still freezing cold though. We we got like a little 12-pack of beers and put it. It was a big cup. It was a big trophy, one of those big cups. Mm-hmm. Put ice in there, put the beers in there. It was like, we're gonna celebrate like we just won a chip, like an NBA chip. You know what I'm saying? Like, enjoy ourselves, man. Be grateful for the moment. Yeah. Like, how many people can say they're out of the country playing basketball? Winning champion.
And man, you earned it, bro. Look at everything that you having to go through.
Yeah, so that was that hit me while we were doing that, and I kind of like, definitely kind of it hit me for sure. I got emotional. Again, by myself, went away and kind of like, got emotional. So we go later that night. The assistant coach of the team we tried out for, that first team right there, he was the head coach of like the team in the tournament that drove down with us and stuff. Mm-hmm. So he called, was on the phone with the coach and telling me we won all that stuff. They had it on like live, like Facebook Live, so the coach was watching, which was like, this tournament was this again. You never know who's watching. This tournament was another tryout. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like a setup. Like, all right, these guys are going. Let's put them in Chile and see what they do. Like, see if they play better or worse, or So I ended up winning. Did I not? No, I don't think I won the MVP. I won something that tournament. I won another accolade, something in that tournament. Maybe I had maybe I was leading scorer or something. It was something. I think I was leading scorer.
Sure.
Yeah. So, but I didn't have like trophies for that. It was just one big trophy. But they were saying like, oh, the leading scorer of the league is him. The MVP of the team. It was like that.
Yeah.
So while we're having fun in a little corridor place, the assistant coach is like, yo, Mike, come here. But obviously, speaking no English at all, Spanish, putting everything in the translator. So he put in translator, like, I'm on the phone with the head coach of Espanol. What is that?
Yo, what is it? I have no idea what that was.
Did you see that?
Yeah, definitely I've seen that. That's crazy.
Party.
I don't know.
That was a congratulations right there. I don't know if they're listening,
They listening.
Maybe they're listening. But yeah, so the assistant coach calls me over and is like putting the translator, like, I'm on the phone with the head coach right now. He wants to know if you are interested in playing in Argentina, like this league, and for the team you just tried out for. And I'm like, wow, because he's like, he's watching the game. He thinks you would fit very well with the team.
Oh, that's
so cool. Yeah. So I'm like, right there, so many things are coming to me like, wow, dude, like, what do I say? You know what I'm saying? What do I do? And another thing happened so fast. So I'm like, of course, that's why I'm here. Like, let's do it. Like, let's make the contract, send it to my consultant, which was the Milton Bell guy at the time. Let's get things rolling. So by the time I get back, it's, we're rolling. So he hangs up the phone. Then about like an hour later, they already started the process. He goes, do you have access to an FBI clearance? You know what I'm talking about? Did you ever have to do the FBI clearance?
Like the apostille or something like that?
Yep.
Like an apostille thing? Yeah.
So he goes, did you bring that with you? And I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. He's like, well, we were told you guys were all supposed to come down with like an FBI clearance just in case you were signed or something. I'm like, of course, what else is new? Misknowledge, what else, add it to the list, so didn't have that. So I'm, calling my mom, hey mom, can I get this FBI clearance? They need the actual document. They need like they need the original. I'm like, how you want me to get the original down here, man? We're in Argentina.
You're in Chile right now. Like,
what do you want me to do, man? Like, so I couldn't even enjoy the experience of the championship and then asking to play for the team because I'm like stressed now at the end of the night. It's like midnight and I'm like, dude, I might miss an opportunity to get my first rookie, get my first rookie contract because I wasn't told the right information again and all this stuff. So we ended up working through it, and I don't know what they did. You know how these teams do things and make document all this. So something happened. Yeah. So, but none of the paperwork was fully done yet. So the next day we drive, almost 2 days. We drive all the way back to Argentina, 10-hour trip. Go by the border, get back to the city of Platier. In Argentina, and that's when I go talk to the coach and everything. They're like, yeah, we want to sign you. We have an issue, so we can't just sign you just yet. So I'm like, okay, so what do you want me to do? Like, he's like, I just hang here for a day or two, and we'll try to figure it out. So boom, a couple days go by, and we're just hanging at the apartment or the hotel place, hanging out, and he calls and is like, hey, like, we can't get it right now, so like you'll be here for a little bit. And I'm like, well, I'm only working with like 7 days now because of my round trip flight was only scheduled a couple, so they go, the Milton Bell guy calls all of us on speakers like, hey, got another no, 3 guys left, 3 guys went home, their time was up, they didn't get any whatever, so they left. Me and 2 other guys, Milton calls us and goes, hey, you guys want to try out for another team over in Mendoza? It's another part of Argentina, a little bit more west. Mm-hmm. We're like, yeah, like, of course, like we're searching for opportunities, so I already had an interest, and of course I'm like, this team wants to sign me, but like I want to just keep keep everything open. But exactly, I want to put all my eggs in one basket, and then that doesn't work out and I miss out on other opportunities. And so he's like, all right, only thing is like gotta pay for it. I'm like, what else is new, So we all booked this $100 flight from Platier to Mendoza, and we go and try out for this Mendoza team. They had us in this like little tiny little Airbnb kind of apartment, super small. Nice city. Mendoza's a very nice city. They're known for like their wine and their food and stuff like that. So we get there fresh off the plane. We get picked up by a driver, go to the apartment, drop off our stuff, and the coach texts us and says, hey, this is Coach I'm going to be working you guys out today. Walk across the street in an hour. So across the street from the apartment we were staying in was a restaurant, and right behind the restaurant connected to it was a gym, like a big gym. Yeah. So we go over there and we work out with him he had 2 of his younger players. Again, it was one of those situations, and it was 3 of us. So it's 3 of them. So it's 6 total, 3 of us, and then, me and my 2 guys and those 3 young boys, I'll never forget. This guy, man, had us bumping like it was no other, like fresh off, no stretch. Like, all right, we'll do a ball handle up and down the court, and then we'll get into one-on-ones. We were playing King of the Hill for like a half an hour straight with no end goal. There was no point we were playing to. We're just sitting there like literally like playing once. Yeah. All of us. And it was just like bumping and hitting, and like trying out for this team, diving on loose balls and ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Then after that, we get a water break. We go lift. Then we play threes full court.
Ooh.
Man,
Gridiron style. He
winded by then.
he making y'all getting to it. He making y'all get to it for real.
Winded by then, man. So that ends. We go right next door. Excuse me. We go right next door to the restaurant that's connected to them, and we're eating. You know, of course, Argentina. We're eating pasta, and we're just sitting there looking at each other like, "Yo, what just happened? Like, what are we? Where are we right now? First off, second off, like, what did we just do? I've never been through a workout like that before.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. That happens. We go back to the apartment, and the next, we go to sleep. Next morning, I won't forget, I went and did my laundry on the rooftop. You know, and you only got washers, no dryers. So I'm doing my laundry, did the wash. You know, I'm hanging it. I'm getting a call. I'm getting a call from a consultant. He goes, "Hey, man, paperwork just got in. The team in Argentina, they sent it. I'm going to send it over to you. You just sign it." So I'm like, oh, I'm about to. So he's like, all right, so you're going to, so I signed everything, you know, regular contract, whatever. So signed it. And this is where it gets like, because I had no idea about salaries overseas. We think at a young age, I mean, at least me, I know a lot of other guys think guys are over just making hundreds of thousands everywhere they go. And every league is like, oh, you're getting 10, 20, 30K a month. No.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I want to touch on. If we're being raw, if this is going to be a raw podcast, I played my rookie season for $350.
Total?
Like a month, 350 from January to June.
Man.
So let that math add up real quick.
Yeah.
I told my teammates how much, because back in Mexico last season, we were sitting in we were on the road. We were in Chihuahua. It was the preseason tournament in Chihuahua at your guys' place.
Yeah.
You didn't play that game though.
Nah.
I don't think you played.
I was there yet or something.
Okay, so that might have been it. Yeah. So we after that game, we're in the hotel. We walk to Wendy's. Now all the guys, me and 2 or 3 other American guys, we're sitting there talking about, like, you know, just getting really to know each other. It's our first road trip. We're just kind of, you know, feeling each other out, you know. But everyone was talking about how much they made, like their rookie season. And one of my teammates was like, yeah, I made $2,500 playing, you know, my rookie season. Other guys like, yeah, I made, you know, 18 plus, like, you know, like game bonuses and stuff. And I'm sitting there like, dang, that's how much y'all was making a month. And I was overseas for almost 3/4 of a season, not even make half of that in total. You know what I'm saying? So they get to me and they're like, "Yo, Mike, what'd you make your first year in Argentina back in 2019?" I'm like, $350. They were like, "You mean, dang, you're making $3,500 a month? Dang, bro, they paid that there." I'm like, "Nah, bro, like $350." And they looked at me and they started dying laughing. And I'm like, I'm looking at them like, I'm dead serious, bro. And they're like, "Bro, are you serious? Like you was playing for $350?" I'm like, yeah, I just had to get in where I fit in. I had to put my foot in the door. I had no, you know. And at that point, they were like, dang, bro. Like they talked about it the whole next couple days. Every time they looked at me, they were like, bro, I can't believe you played for $350. You're way better. And I was like, I didn't understand that, bro, but like.
But bro, you got it. But they don't know where you coming from, and this is why this is perfect.
And I didn't even, you know, I kind of told them the story, like what we're doing now, but like I didn't tell them in detail. You know, so you're getting the full small details. You're getting every single detail in there. I was just like, yeah, but like I went D3 and like I didn't have opportunities like that. And they're like, yeah, bro, but $350, that's like, bro, like we spend it on groceries. I'm like, bro, I understand that, me too, but like I had to get in. I had to fit in somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
You knew no better. Like, and that's not your fault. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but no, it wasn't even. I didn't know no better, bro. Like, I didn't mean to cut you off, but like, that team did not have. They don't have money. They're not even in the league anymore.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay. Yeah.
It was a team like that. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
No money. No money at all. Like, they offered me after that season ended, that I'm gonna get to. They offered me like $500 for the next season. I'm like, what? It was just one of those. They just didn't have it, So
Yeah.
And so that was that,
Mm.
So yeah,
So did you finish out? Did you finish out pretty well? Like, did you ended up having a good year there? Like,
yeah,
everything moved after that.
yup,
After that,
yup.
I mean,
I
unfortunately,
was,
the money wasn't there, but I mean, you at this point, you necessarily didn't care. You just happy and grateful to hoop, like regardless. So,
wasn't even playing for money at that time, bro. I was playing for film. I was playing for a name in another country. I was playing just to be grateful for the game. Like who
sure.
gets these opportunities? I was the only guy out of 6 guys to get signed on a tour.
Special, and all the while you betting on yourself. How can you lose in life, man? When you
Spending
know
my last couple of dollars.
Yeah.
No, that just goes to show I don't have a crazy care for money. I'd rather do something I love and spend my last dollar on that,
Yeah.
So so yeah, man. So yeah, the rest of the season went good. Went to playoffs with them, second round of playoffs. It was huge for them. My first game I got in, I remember it was so we leave Mendoza, right? I fly out. This was crazy too. I fly out that night at 10 o'clock. I remember I signed a contract, sent it in. I had to book my flight. No, the team bought my flight. That was $100, but like they're like, yeah, we'll fly you back. Obviously you've been doing all this stuff, so they booked my flight. It was 10 o'clock at night. I get there. I get into the small city Platier around midnight, 12:30ish. Get my bags. I got a driver pick me up, takes me to their hotel where their guys, some of their guys are. No. This was a nice hotel. Big bed, big king bed. I'm like, oh, made it. Made it. So they were like the one of the assistant coach helpers or whatever would pick me up was like, yeah, you'll be staying here for a couple days. Then we'll move you into an apartment that's right next to the gym. So like walking won't be a problem. I got your food. They had the food with me, dropped me off at the hotel. And he was like, oh, before I leave, be ready at 9. I'm like, what are you talking about? 9 p.m.? Or he's like, no, 9. I'll be here, pick you up at 9 a.m. We got to go to the gym. We got practice at 10, but I want you there at 9. 8:30, he said, be ready. We get there at 9. I want you there. We have shoot around at 10. I want you there at 9. Learn plays from 9 to 10. You'll practice with the team 10 to 12. And then we got a game at 8. So be ready. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, we got a game tomorrow. And, we got your jersey on the way. We already, it's here. So
you're playing right into the fire yet again.
Playing tomorrow. I'm like, I didn't even sleep, dude. I slept like 3 hours. I'm just sitting at the ceiling like, what is going on, man? So,
are you talking to anybody back home during this time? Like, are you keeping updates like mom, like dad, anything?
My mom, yeah, I'm keeping updates because she's every day. Mom's like, hey, what's up? What's up? I'm like, hey, finally. And she knew prior that I was going to get signed because I called her about the FBI and I was like, the documentation. I was like, hey, can you get this? So she's scrambling.
Yeah.
Mind you, she ended up getting it, but I didn't need it anymore. My uncle is in the FBI division. He's actually located in Virginia and he's in the FBI division. He's like one of the, not the head, but he's up there in the FBI division. So she reached out to him. It was like, hey, can you do this? He squeezed in something for me last minute. It was super godsend. It was just like, how, like it was, but I didn't need it anymore by the time she got it in the mail. So he expedited it next day. And by the time I was already signed and we're good to go. I don't know what, like I said, I don't know what the team did with that situation, but I don't care. I was playing.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So I go meet the team next morning. I'm you know how they go over, see your plays. All right, this play. You learn about 5-6 plays in like less than 10 minutes. And you got to remember them. You can't really, there's not too much room for error, especially people know Argentina basketball. They love plays. Argentinian coaches love plays. And they do not like
a lot of pick and rolls, spacing out.
A lot of pick and roll, a lot of space. Yeah. This coach was more of a fast break guy. He liked fast break. And he just liked to pass.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
He loved to pass the ball,
Yeah.
So yeah, I meet all the guys and it was cool. We would all go out to lunch, after practice. And then this is when I found out what a siesta was, which is a midday nap.
Yeah.
And so one of the guys was like, yeah, he translator or whatever. So not much English in that town, super small. Hey man, gonna drop you off at the hotel, then we're all gonna go nap. I'm like, what do you nap? I never really took naps back home, so I'm like, I don't nap. So they're like, well, I mean, you're gonna get used to napping because at this time, from 1 to 4, the city pretty much closes down and everybody takes a nap. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So
quick question, because I played in Olympico. That's kind of like, I don't want to say that's
Santiago del Estero.
Yeah, around there. Was it super hot in the area?
Super quiet area, yeah. But you're Santiago del Estero, so it was different.
Yeah. Okay. So the weather wasn't too bad in here, because I felt like they shut down. Yeah, it was a siesta, but I feel like they really shut down because of the weather. Because once it hit 12 to like 3 o'clock, in between that time, it said it's peak. It's like 120 degrees outside.
Too hot, yeah, too hot.
Was it like that in the town?
Platier was right next to the water, which was nice. Rio Lime, really nice river. They kept it so clean. We were swimming in it daily. It was amazing. Ice baths in it. It was incredible.
All right. Okay,
got pictures, all that stuff too. Like, yeah, it was incredible. Never got hot. It was South Argentina, so it was right there, kind of near Chile. Down there southwest.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it wasn't hot, but no, trust me, I know what you're talking about when it comes to that hot. Boy.
Mm-hmm.
So no, it was pretty good weather, but at nighttime it would get cold.
Mm-hmm.
So game time comes, and, nap time, whatever, game time comes, and this is my first experience of what pregame looks like for pro basketball. It's not like, all right, stretch, warm up, and play. It's like, no, you're getting a full-blown, full-body workout before you play a game. You're activating every single muscle in your body. Like, you're activated ready to play. So yeah, I was like burnt out by the time the game started, man. Doing all these band stuff, jump rope, weights, Bosu ball, stuff like that. You know how it is. A lot of resistance band stuff is activated. So there's another one. Huge difference, huge jump from college to pro level. Activation before a game is so different.
Yeah.
So different.
But honestly, you can't see yourself doing it any different now, can you?
Man, I go and play in a men's league. They look at me out here in Syracuse. You can ask anybody, man. I go play in a men's league. Games at 7. I get there 6:30. I'm on my knee pad, stretching, rolling my feet, bands. And they're looking at me like, what is this guy doing? I'm like, bro, I can't even do it. I'm sitting there after the gym for about a half an hour stretching too.
I'm the same way. My coaches here get pissed at me because I'm actually asking for at least 10 to 15 minutes of like activation. We got a bunch of young guys on our team right now, and they feel like it's AAU. They can just hop straight into practice. I'm like, no, I need to do my hips. I need to work my shoulders. Like, I need to get up. Like, come on, man. Like, this is where it's at, But
everything.
People don't understand that now. But yeah, I don't mean to cut you.
Yeah, everything from the feet up, man. Every day I start my day off by rolling my feet. Every day, not even basketball. Like, take away basketball, I get up and I roll my feet out. That's just the base, and then you work your way up when you activate. You got your knee, you got single leg squats, all that kind of stuff. ISO holds. I mean, we can go on for days. You know how me, you can go on for days. But anyway, yeah, super different, so different. I just feel like in my head, if I didn't do that before I played, I'm so much more injury prone. And why would I want to beat my body up when I can just take a nice little 10, 15 minutes, stretch out, get warm, and then I can start bumping. Then I can play. Then I can run and jump.
And when you think about the concept of time now, it doesn't take that long. It's not that much. You know what I'm saying? When you really utilize it right and you're doing it with intention.
Well, a lot of guys, like, especially when I go play, like, at the YMCA or whatever, like, open runs and stuff, like, after I'm done hooping, I'll be stretching, holding stretches for a good 30 seconds. And they're looking at me like, bro, like, didn't you stretch before? I'm like, bro, you got to stretch after. It's more important actually stretching after than it is before. Yeah. So it's kind of like, as I go on, I try to spread my knowledge of, like, that part, like, maybe, like, working out, stuff like that, to those younger guys to keep them more keep their injuries at a lower level, because it matters, man. If you get an injury when you're younger, and you don't take care of it, that will add up.
Mm-hmm.
And
learning curve.
yeah, super big learning curve. So I try to lead by example. So like all those young boys, they'll be all joking and talking on the bench after we hoop, and I'm over there stretching it out, getting it, and they're looking at me like, "Yo, bro, how much do you stretch?" I'm like, "Enough." Like, I won't leave this gym without stretching. I don't care what I got to do. I'm gonna be late for it, because if I leave this gym without stretching, I'm gonna feel it tomorrow.
Yeah, you're gonna feel it. Yeah,
you're gonna feel it,
man. You're a pros pro, man. You're a pros pro. I respect it.
Yeah,
that's
you're gonna feel it. Sure. Yeah. So yeah, man. Back to my first game. After warm ups, I didn't start, which I didn't even bother me. Didn't faze me at all. I just didn't have any expectation. That was one thing about me. I was like, I didn't set any expectations when I went there, besides I'm getting a job. So went. Game goes on. I get in the game, and definitely played timid for sure. Because this is like the real deal now. This is pro. This isn't college. This is pro.
Mm-hmm. Did they have other Americans on the team?
Actually, one other American who is like, to this day, I talk to, is my guy, big bro. Okay. Showed me the ropes. Without him, I wouldn't know a lot of stuff. You might know him. You know Howard Wilkerson?
Howard
ring any bells?
Sounds familiar. A little familiar.
He played at Wofford. He's old. He's an older cat now. He's still at it though, man. He's almost 40, 37, 38.
Where's he playing at right now?
He's in Argentina. He lives now. He's Argentinian. He's full blown Argentinian. He hasn't left since I met him. That was back in 2019.
Is he in top league, or is he still second league?
He's literally like, he's an Argentinian. So he's playing like, when second league isn't playing, he's playing in their third league, which is only for Argentinians. But he's an American playing in federal league, which is like so funny to see. You got all these Argentinians, and you got this one big black guy. You know what I'm saying? One American. It's like, bro, why is he here? He's like, he's an Argentinian now. He got his paperwork. He's certified.
That's for sure, man. That's fire. That's fire.
So, after that game, I'll never forget my first bucket overseas. It was a fast break, coast to coast. Got the rebound, coast to coast, and one, reverse layup, and one. Missed the free throw, but whatever. Super nervous.
Yeah.
Was just not. Now, let me not say nervous. I was so excited. I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's. So we ended up winning that game. I didn't play much, though. I'd probably say I played maybe like 12 minutes. But, I mean, for the first game, and I just got there. From what everything happened, I, definitely was – it was cool, man. It was a great experience, and I'll never forget it. So next day comes. I think I had my first game, maybe like 6 points. It's a couple layups, free throws, 6 points. But like I said, I wasn't playing for points at that time. I wanted to be a part of the team and find my way in and see where I fit. So next game comes, and that's kind of where confidence came out. I got to practice with the team for a couple days and really get working. That's when we were still on 2-a-days. Argentinian coaches are heavy on 2-a-days. Weights and shots in the morning, maybe with some one-on-one work, and then practice at night. So did that for about 4 or 5 days till our next game. And next game came, and I don't remember if I started, but I know I had 18, and I led both teams in scoring, and we won. And that was when everything was up from there. It was just up. Started going on and scoring like 20 points here, 15, double-doubles every night, like every other night, Started really confident, shot out the roof, shooting the 3-ball really well. Coach wanted me kind of running the fast break, so getting that ball off the rim, that's kind of what that team was missing. So I got there, and that team was on a losing streak, and I got there and first 9 games. We won the first 9 games after the New Year's.
Nice.
I definitely feel like I helped them a lot and kind of gave them a spark with energy. And, I'm a super energetic guy when it comes to basketball, super passionate. So I gave them my energy, my passion, diving on floors and taking charges and giving them that push, So, bunch of good guys, man. So, Yeah,
That's
help
what's up.
them back to a winning record.
That's what's up. So we probably got about like 20 more minutes left.
Mm-hmm.
But nah, so you can kind of forward track. Obviously, everything that you've really given me. Like I said, I could honestly cut this off now and it'd be golden. But obviously, I want to hear a little more about your experience in Mexico. You know, how was that? And if you want to, if you want to kind of introduce, how you became a family man into being a professional, and how that kind of ties in with your craft, and how does that keep you motivated and everything.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. So after that rookie season, Argentina went back home in June. Got an offer to play in Chile in their first league, but then COVID hit. So I stayed home, played a little semi-pro ball, played ABA ball, just to stay in shape. But then COVID really hit, so I was like, I'm not going overseas right now, so let me just stay home. Fast forward to 2020. Ended up playing for, was it 2020, 2021? Ended up playing TBL. You familiar with TBL, the basketball league?
Yeah,
It's in,
I got people back in Dallas that play in the TBL
yep,
right now.
yep.
So I
So
heard of the firm.
who?
The team, it's a team in Dallas called the Firm or something like that.
They might be new because I haven't played TBL since 2020.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
yeah.
2020, 2021 is when I played. No, 2020 was a pretty much a dead year. It was pretty slow. 2021 came, and that's when I had a double surgery on my shoulder, January 2021. And I went and played TBL in Syracuse for the Syracuse Stallions. It was their first time playing TBL.
Okay.
Maybe 18 that turned TBL. So I was like, hey, overseas looking dead right now. Might as well stay home and, stay in shape, stay with film in a league that they preach as being, that league right under the G League. It's kind of like has a connection. And now they're with Canada over there. Like, I don't know if it's NBL, but I think it's called BSL. They're kind of trying to do something over there, a little super league connected. That was a great season. TBL was great. We went to the championship, the national championship, and lost in the championship in Oklahoma City. We went to Oklahoma City and lost to that team. Very good team. I don't know if you saw that guy, Chance Comanche. You familiar?
Sounds familiar, yeah. What happened?
The one who just caught that nasty case in Vegas. He was playing for the G League.
Yeah. With his
So
little short.
played again. I don't want to get too much into it, but I played again. I bring him up because that's the team. He was on the team that beat us in the championship in TBL.
Oh, okay.
So he was playing TBL. Yeah, he was dunking everything, man. And he, you just got to pray for him because something's just not, and it could be a whole bunch of things, but you just got to pray for people like that, man.
Sure.
So, I just wanted that's just put a name to a face. That's a team we played against. So he beat us in the championship, his team, Enid Outlaws. Fast forward after that ended about July. And that's when I had my daughter. Well, my wife had my daughter. It was June 2021. So I was in TBL season while my daughter was born.
Okay.
So yeah, 3 months go by. She's 3 months old, and I got an offer to go back to Argentina and play in a different league, same league, different conference now, North Conference for a whole different team, obviously different city. And I felt that I had to take that to get back to playing overseas. The team was like, hey, we'll fly you down. You come play till this was September. We'll fly you down September and we'll fly you back home. And then you can bring your family in at that time, so.
Was it San Martin's or was it
Yep.
San
Martin. Yeah, San Martin. Yep. Resistencia, Chaco. Yep. So I had to leave, and that's a tough situation that any basketball player. We talked about that before, having to leave for a little bit. Super tough.
Yeah.
One of the hardest times of my life, leaving my daughter for 3 months. But, I have an amazing wife, so she held it down and, tough situation, but
Yeah.
sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. So I felt like I needed to do that to get back active because how COVID was working and kind of shut out a lot of stuff. So went down there, came back December for break, picked them up. We all went down to Argentina. They went with me. So my daughter's been in Argentina and been overseas since she was 6 months years old.
That's awesome, bro.
Six
That's
months,
amazing.
6 months
That's
old. Yeah.
amazing.
So finished that season. Went to playoffs. Got home around, I don't know, May. We all came home May. Was home. We did the summer for that summer. Then I got a call from Sebastian Ginobili, Mano's older brother, who was. Yep, that's when I got my. That's when I played at La Union, Formosa, First League Argentina. That's when I made that huge jump. From
And you got highlights and everything on your YouTube from.
Oh, yeah, got everything.
Right.
Yep, I got everything. Got all my highlights. I try to update as much as possible. I just dropped a day in the life the other day. I don't know if you tuned into that.
I definitely did, 1,000%.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. You already know. So that was cool.
We'll put everything as far as like your YouTube and socials on the platform.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do one of those day in the lives everywhere I go, just so everybody can kind of see the really what it's like. Instead of I feel like a lot of people think living overseas is just a lavish lifestyle, and there's no cons. It's only just pros. Yeah. Great life. Not saying it's not. Love it. Super grateful for it. But there are situations where it's tough as well. We're not just playing basketball. We're also taking care of our families, and we're eating, providing. You still have to be professional. And most importantly, you got to live. You got to live. Just like you live in the States, you got to live. It's not like we're just playing basketball all day and having fun and smiling, and there's a lot of ups and downs, So, so yeah, man. Got my shot at First League Argentina, which I knew would just kind of boost me and, get more away from that D3 and that, second league stuff and all that kind of stuff. So great season at La Union. Love Sepo. Great coach. Great people. Great fans. Everything was great. Everything was good. Besides, and I had to say it because I have to look out for my fellow overseas hoopers, man. Like the money was just pay was good though, by the way. Pay was good, but it was just never on time. Like I had to, man, I got into it with the president, man. And I just feel like they take advantage of us sometimes as athletes. And
because they know we love it. They know we love it, and this is like kind of like our only option.
Yeah, man.
In a way,
Yeah. And I know, Argentina, their economy is super, super low right now, but that has nothing to do with us American players who risk our lives and go there for the job and try to do as best as we can for their club, So, yeah, man, I had to get into it with him for a couple months. They were months behind on pay. So
how many months? Mind me asking?
Man, April all the way till I got my final payment in April, May, June, July, 4 months.
4. And
so a lot of guys looking overseas, man. It's not always you're not getting paid on that day. You're not getting certain markets.
Yeah.
And so.
Yikes. The most I've been behind, what Turkey has been behind, was like 2.5.
2.5.
Yeah. So 4 months. That's crazy.
Yeah. So I ran it like the whole summer. Like I left it. Yeah. It was man, crazy situation. We can go into more detail, but we'll save it for later time. But basically, I got it. I got everything.
That's good. That's good.
Good. Yeah, but it was super stressful. So, and the reason why it was super stressful is because as a man, I got to provide for my family. So June came around and they were just, we're sending the money. They never sent it, all these excuses. So I got a couple offers to play, summer ball. And I was like, I never played summer ball before, but I'm ready to play. And, I need to keep making income and provide. So I ended up going to Ecuador. This actually isn't even on my Eurobasket. Me and my agent decided to not put it on there just because it wouldn't do anything for me. And they're not FIBA certified. It was just like kind of, one of those leagues you go and play, stay in shape, get a paycheck. Yeah. So went down to Ecuador for about 3 weeks without my wife and my daughter. And it was another tough point in my life where I was like, I got to miss 2-3 weeks, without them. But they were supposed to come with me. So I just want to put that they were supposed to come with me the day before. My daughter got really sick and she had to go on antibiotics. So she couldn't fly.
Yeah.
And I was just like, hey, let me go down there for 2 weeks. When she's ready to fly, I'll fly you guys down, Get to Ecuador, and I fresh off a plane, bus picks me up, 10-hour trip. Fresh off a plane. Fresh off a whole day of traveling, a whole 16 hours of traveling. Bus picks me up from the airport. Basically, the owner / GM, whatever, picks me up from the airport, drives me like 20 minutes down the way, and then the bus picks us up. So I go from a 16-hour travel right to a 10-hour bus ride.
It's crazy how they just line up like that, right?
And to practice with this team that I don't know, I'm just going to play, To practice with this team, to playing the next day, starting, playing, lost by like 2, I think. It was tough, but I had like the game tying 3, and then again they went to overtime, and we went to overtime, and it was a battle. Who was on that team was my first team. Did you play against Chris Perry this past season? Mineros, Zacatecas, big man.
Oh, big man,
Big man. That was when I met him. Good guy. Okay. We still talk every other. We're still in contact.
Big competition.
Man, that's a big boy.
Yeah.
That's a big boy who can dunk too, mate. Anything close to that rim, he punching that. But so that was my first matchup in not matchup, but I played against his team in Ecuador. We get back to the city in Ecuador where the team was from. First practice, sprained my knee within the first 10 minutes. Cold in that gym, no warm up like we were talking about. Coach just has us running fast break. The weave drill, 3-man weave, but like with like defense too, like a 3-on-2 with defense. So took a bad spill, tweaked my knee, bad. Thought I was sitting on the ground like this. I was like, please, this is not what I need. Yeah, so I ended up having to, only played like, fast forward, was getting therapy there. Ended up playing like 3 games in Ecuador. But the day after my first game in Ecuador, agent calls, hey, just got a contract. Veracruz Rojos, send me the contract. Read it over, let me know what you think. And this was like kind of in process, like before then. But again, I didn't want to put all into one thing, and then it doesn't work out. So I'm like, let me just, And we made it in Ecuador. We made an open contract, so I could leave whenever I want. So that was cool.
That's good. And at the end of the day, it's not FIBA sanctioned. So if they were like, oh, well, you can't go, the money good, I gotta go.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what it was. Money good, accommodations good, everything was good. Top league, Mexico. I mean, come on now,
Yeah.
So I was looking to get out of Argentina because I did 3 years in Argentina, and then Ecuador real quick, and then So I leave like probably, and I'm like, I'm not gonna keep playing down here on this knee, and so I leave. Like I was in Ecuador for like not even 3 weeks. It was quick. Go home. They paid for me to go home because I told them I want to go home. I didn't make it in Mexico. I didn't tell them about Mexico because I want to get my money first. So they paid me, got me everything I needed to go, and then flew me home. And then 2 weeks. That was like July 11th. July 11th, I think I got. No. July 16th, I got home from Ecuador, and we left for Veracruz on the 28th of July. All of us.
Nice.
So,
man, yeah. So, I mean, obviously, we could talk about how Kona is like as far as like the location. I thought that it was a great city. Did it do well?
Love it. Love the fans. Love it. I got fans texting me, messaging me every day. Come back. You know how it is, man.
Yeah. Mexico's got some loyal fans, man. I say that for sure. They really just look out, and even if you don't even play for them, like hey, I seen another game of yours or something, like you're doing good. Hope all as well. I probably got like 5-6 people that still hit me up to this day. Yeah. So
I had someone today actually hit me up. It was one of my daughter's ballet teacher in Veracruz. Her husband. He always messages me, and he just had a kid the other day. So I congratulated him, and he was like, just waiting on you to come back to Veracruz. And I sent him like an emoji. like a laughing one. He was like, "Oh, that's low key dead. That's low key telling me you're not coming back." And I'm like, "Nah, bro. Like, hey, man, hey, if the money's right, if it's right, I come back. I love Veracruz.
Yeah.
I love the city. Love the fans. Love the people. Love the. Not one bad thing to say about Veracruz. Besides, man, that joint, man, it's humid there. Like, you walk to practice, you got your workout in already before practice. You walk there, you're sweating, drenched in sweat.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I enjoy.
How long was the walk? I don't mean to cut you off, but how long was the walk from your apartment to
light? It was light. 6 minutes, 7 minutes. It was
That's
light.
not bad at all. Okay.
No, not at all. And if it was like raining or something, they'd pick us up in the van, team van, and no, it was great gym, great. Yes, man, I love Veracruz, man. Love the Rojos, man. Nothing bad to say about them.
Well, shoot, we got about like 5 minutes left, man. If there's anything, I mean, this story is pretty much top tier, amazing, man. This is one of the best stories I've ever heard, and testament to you, being, like I said, being a family man, getting it done, and honestly, even before the family, like, you know, you always betting on yourself. You know, you bet on yourself. You live in proof that if you put your mind to it, and if you really, really want it bad enough, man, you can make it and you can do it. It's just all about how bad you want it. Are you willing to go through the fire to be tried as gold, man? I mean, dang, that honestly, it gives me motivation to keep going, you know, throughout the rest of my season. But if there's anything else that you could say, you know, any other advice to young guys out there, when it comes to traveling, food, mental aspect, you know, being overseas, being an overall professional. I know we touched on some things, but if there's anything else that you feel to get off your chest, man, with these last couple minutes, I would honestly, you know, love to hear it, man. What you got to say?
I mean, just real quick, like what you asked about, like family wise, man, that transition is super difficult, but it's a blessing, man. Like, I know a lot of overseas hoopers that don't have, you know, it's lonely, man, because I was there before. I was, you know, it's lonely if you don't got nobody with you. So I can't see myself any other way without my family with me. It would stress me out too much. You know what I'm saying? I want to be a part of my daughter's life, and I want to be with my wife. You know, like I want us to have that life. You know, so I'm doing whatever I can to make that happen. But yeah, man, it's a blessing. Super grateful for it. Yeah, talk about a couple key things to leave with you. A couple young guys. I would just say, man, don't let anybody tell you no. Don't let any coach tell you can't do something. Don't let if you get cut, that is not the end of the world, man. It's just, you just got to find another path. That path might have ended, but you make your own, you know. A big quote that I live by, comparison is the thief of joy. You can't sit here and be on the internet all day, and especially these young guys looking at all this D1 stuff and all. How did he get offered there? How did he get signed? Stop worrying about that, man. You got to worry about yourself. You know, the more you worry about somebody else, the less you're worried about yourself. So, I would also say, you know, the days that you don't feel like getting up and putting that work in are the days that are going to pay off the most. You know, if go run outside, go get a lift in by yourself. Don't wait for your friends you don't have to be with a group of friends to get work in. You don't. You know, maybe get one of your closest guys, go put up 500, 1,000 shots, you know, go to the gym. You don't need to lift with somebody. You go get stronger, go get faster. You know, you don't need to run with someone. Go get some miles in, go get some sprints in. Basically, more of that is like just stop waiting. You got to attack it. You know what I'm saying? You got to reach out to the agents. Stop thinking that you're the only player on somebody's radar, these coaches' radar, these teams' radar, these agents' radar, because you're not. And basketball goes on with or without you. So, you know, I would say a big thing with family, man, like basketball is not my life. It is a big part of my life. It's just my job. Mm-hmm. You know, some of the older, you know, guys my age and stuff, like I would tell them, you know, don't be so stuck on making a living that you forget to make a life. You know, you have to have, because basketball stops at some point, man. You know, that ball stopped dribbling at some point. So, you know, you don't just want to be stuck with nothing. And mostly, I would say just be humble, man, and don't be a lot of these overseas guys. I run into a lot of great guys, but I run into a lot of guys who are just cocky, super don't talk to me, super just man. You gotta spread love, man. Like spread love to this younger generation who are asking you questions. Don't brush them off and be like, "Oh, you figure it out." Nah, man. You gotta spread love to these kids, man, because they don't know. They think they know, but they don't know. You know.
No.
Um. Yeah, man. I mean, I could go on with hit you quotes for days and stuff. That I got a whole thing in my notepad that I just quote every quote I hear that I feel that I could spring on somebody else and pass it on. I'm gonna spring it. So it's pretty much it, man. I don't, it's pretty much it.
Man, nah, I appreciate that yet again. Here we are, Mike Henry, man. Listen, thank you for taking the time out to come here and share your story. It's a blessing to others. I know other people are going to hear it and they're going to rejoice and understand that, like I said, anything that you do, if you put your mind to it, you'll be able to do it. And you're a walking testimony, brother. And I appreciate you, and may God continue to bless you and show you favor, man, because, man, this is wonderful, man. I really appreciate you.
Nah, I appreciate you, man. When we played against you, when you guys came to us and we had that short conversation, I think you
Say that
logged
again.
out.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Oh no, I was just saying when when you came to Veracruz and we played against each other, man. I just that short conversation we had, I just knew me and you clicked right then and there, and that's why I gave you that follow on Instagram, and I'm not prideful, man. If I want to speak to somebody, I want to get to know them. I reach right out to you, bro, and I could tell you, I saw you're a family man, and I'm like, man. So we talked about this. It's so hard to find like-minded people in that aspect because it's tough.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys with kids, but they don't really travel with them. So when you find that like-mindedness, because it takes a lot. I mean, you got 3 kids, man. Like, blesses to you, man. I got 1, and I feel like I got 3, man. My daughter is she's amazing, and she is the most active child I've ever seen in my life. You probably hear her upstairs running and screaming right now. She's just she's all of ball of joy. But yeah, man, I want to shout you out, man, for sure. Super genuine guy, man. Thomas Gibson, man. Super genuine guy, man. I appreciate you having me on 4 Pros. I'll shout it out everywhere I can. Get this channel popping, man.
Hey, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you coming here.
And there you have it. That's Mike's journey. And wow, like I said, an unbelievable journey full of ups and downs. But, that's what life is about. That's for everybody, whether you play, sports, whether you're in the office, it doesn't matter. Life is about ups and downs, and, you can learn anything from anybody. And so Mike is a great guy, and we still keep in touch till this day. He's currently in France in B1 right now, which is a great league. He can skyrocket his career for longevity even more. That's another stepping stone league that's very, very good in France. Not going over his contract, but he's very, very good right now. His family's with him. His daughter, his wife is with him. He's living good. I follow his stories. I can put his Instagram page on the description box below, so that maybe you could give him a follow as well. He's just having an unbelievable career considering where he's came from, and ultimately this is what it's about. This is what 4 Pros is about. Just so you could hear stories of people, testimonies, and just persevering. Everybody has a story to tell, and I'm happy and I'm blessed to be able to use this platform to help people. We have more episodes coming out bi-weekly. Have a ton of guests lined up, and so stay tuned in. Stay locked in. I appreciate you tapping in with me. The love is wonderful. So thank you. We appreciate it. Stay tuned. Peace.